Hold on to your vaginas.
Hey there, everybody. This is your good pal 22 Tiger Dude here, aka Tony, and welcome to the top 5 anticipated movies for summer 2025. I can't believe we are at this point now. That's right. Technically speaking, 10 years of doing these summer anticipated videos now, because the first summer one was way back in 2015. So that's crazy to say. So, yeah, 10 years of doing this. Crazy to think that we've been doing it for this long, but hey, we're keeping it strong and I'm very excited. And of course, I am even more excited because I have my lovely guests right here to do this list with me for this season. So, of course, as always, I'm going to go ahead and go to everyone one by one, starting off with Henry Ewing.
Hello, we're back at it again. It's summertime and big movies. Hot summer. Let's fucking go. Woo!
Yeah, love the spirit. Next one up we got here is Adam Haskell.
Sup, guys? How are you? Me, Adam Haskell. Yeah, let's go.
I am Adam Haskell.
Beautiful. Next one up we got here is Andrew Hayes, aka the Duck.
I like movies. I like talking
including migration.
I forgot about that.
Next one up we got here is Violet.
Hello, everybody. Yes, it's me here. It's me, the dating cowgirl. It's crazy, Tony. It's almost been 10 years of me joining these videos, which is crazy. So I'm glad to be here. Hello, everybody. This is a very exciting top 5 for many reasons. So I'm glad to be here, and let's get into it. So, yay!
And the last person here is bringing in a super positive attitude, Jordan Farrell.
Hello, everybody. I'm surrounded by cinema right behind me. This is my 4th year doing these top 5 videos with these people. I almost said chaps. Sorry, but everyone here. It is wild to think that 10 years ago, I was a clean motherfucker. Did not have this rascal facial of a beast of hair, where everyone was concerned about, what's going on in the world. And I was concerned about, will I get tickets to see Star Wars The Force Awakens, which, holy shit, it's going to be turning 10 years this year. So, great to be here. This is the first 100 days that I'm looking forward to being here in the summer. And
yes,
whatever I put together on this list.
Matthew Lillard looking different.
Oh, yeah, this... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, Nick Pilatus, Nick Pilatus, this guy had such a big career. He lasted 2 movies, and they were only Scooby-Doo movies.
Nice.
What a way to go out.
Now, of course, this is the part where before we get into our top 5, we're going to get into our honorable mentions. So here we go. So as far as the summer season goes, it doesn't look very interesting in my opinion. But to my surprise, I was actually able to find 10 this season I'm actually looking forward to, which was definitely at least a little more than I expected. So because of that, I do have 5 honorable mentions to bring. So my first honorable mention is Final Destination Bloodlines. I'm a sucker for the Final Destination movies. They're really dumb, but I really enjoy a majority of them. And this one actually looks like it could be very interesting for the franchise. And while initially I wasn't excited about a 6th installment after seeing the trailer, I'm now sold on it. The next one is The Life of Chuck. This is the new Mike Flanagan movie, and this is his first non-horror movie that he's directing. So I already like what he's going for with it. The trailers don't really tell you like a lot about the story, but just based on the imagery and the cast and from how the story sounds, this is a Stephen King adaptation as well, which I find interesting. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Life with Chuck. The next one here is a movie that I'm actually surprised it's in my honorable mentions, but I can't lie, the first one surprised me, and this one I think could be honestly even more fun than the first one. Mathregan 2.0.
Oh
This movie,
yeah.
this movie looks so wild. It looks so dumb, but in all the best ways. So yeah, count me in for that one. I hope I can see that in theaters. I just so happened to watch this trailer after just finished recording this video, which I couldn't believe I missed out on this trailer, even though I have heard about the movie. Heads of State with John Cena and Idris Elba. This movie looks like it's going to have really fun action. Comedy looks like it could be good, and it's from the director of Nobody, a movie that I had a lot of fun with. So honestly, I'm really looking forward to it, so I would definitely put that in my honorable mentions. The next one is Thunderbolts, which by the time this video is out, that movie will already be in theaters for people to see, but I am looking forward to that one. And speaking of MCU, just missing my top 5 is Fantastic Four, The First Steps. So those are my 5 honorable mentions for the season.
Alrighty, I got a lot of honorable mentions here, actually. So, the first couple, I'm not 100% sure they're coming out in the summer, but if I give them mention, I think they're premiering at Cannes. Richard Linklater's Blue Moon and Nouvelle Vague, but after that, we got Hurry Up Tomorrow, Jurassic World Rebirth, Nobody 2, The Bad Guys 2, The Naked Gun, Friendship, Megan 2.0, Ballerina, Thunderbolts, Caught Stealing, Final Destination Bloodlines, Leo, Bring Her Back, Eddington, 28 Years Later, Honey Don't, F1, Weapons, and the one that was very close to making my list but just missed it, The Life of Chuck. That's it.
All right. My honorable mentions are Fantastic Four, The First Steps, Clown in a Cornfield, Heads of State, and then these last 4 are movies that just have teasers at the moment, and we'll see if they make it into my top 5 later on when the full trailers came out, but I'll still mention them anyways. Those are Superman, Together, The Naked Gun. And I was going back and forth on this one a lot, but Happy Gilmore 2. These are all movies that I think had really good teasers, but yeah, we'll see how the full trailers go. But at the moment, I think they all look interesting.
I do not have any honorable mentions.
Okay. Alrighty, let's do this one, everybody. Okay, so I only have 5 honorable mentions, but all these I'm definitely gonna see. Alright, so first up we have Lilo and Stitch. I cannot wait. Then we have The Life of Chuck. I've been mixed on Mike Flanagan, but this one I've heard a lot of really good reviews about. It sounds really good, and I'm excited for it. Alright, this next one. For some reason, I cannot say the name of it, but it's the new Wes Anderson movie. I'm not going to say name because I'm just going to butcher it, so it's that movie. Then we have Megan 2.0, which I am adding on this list because Adam here has told me to add it because you look into it, so I'll add for that reason. And then last one is the movie called Together. I saw the trailer for that in front of the monkey. No idea what it was, but the trailer looked really good, and the poster just came up for it, and it looked cool. So that's why it's on the list. So, yeah!
All right, for my honorable mentions, I'll say Thunderbolts. I've been warming up to that movie more and more. Fantastic Four First Steps, to hopefully being good. Fight or Flight, which is just Bullet Train but in an airplane. Karate Kid Legends. I can say this out loud because I know Violet doesn't want to butcher it. The Phoenician Scheme.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wasn't too crazy about Asteroid City, but hopefully this will win me over. Predator, Killer of Killers, one of 2 Predator movies we're getting this year. Elio, I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's either the title of the movie or my confession to people in this group. This one came close to my top 5, but I was restraining myself. Genny Tartakovsky's Fix. I'm so happy it's found a home. I wish it was in theaters, but it can't be
Oh,
pickers. The Toxic Avenger remake, that is going to be cinema. K-pop Demon Hunters, which is going to be the first Sony Pictures animated movie since Spider-Verse. And last but not least, the Life of Chuck. Uh, wildly different than what I usually see from Stephen King. But it piques my interest. See what he does when he's not too busy making monsters out of inanimate objects.
Okay, everybody. I guess you're gonna have to look at my little screen right here. Now that we got our honorable mentions out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and get to our number 5. Let's go.
What do you want, little one? Your ass.
That's the sound of the police.
So for my number 5, it's a movie that really has not been gained a lot of chatter, and this is considering how big the franchise is and considering the show that's based off of the franchise just ended. My number 5 is Karate Kid Legends. I think this looks like it could be really promising. I like the fact that they're making a new Karate Kid movie, but it looks like it's going to stand on its own for what we've been seeing lately with Cobra Kai, which is a really, really fun show, by the way. It's ridiculous, but it's entertaining. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's got like a little bit of everything that I really enjoy watching with the show. And I was really happy with how that show ended. And this movie, I don't imagine it's going to really connect to Cobra Kai or anything. I just imagine it's going to be its own thing, which I would prefer that it's its own thing anyways. But I think it's cool that they're having Ralph Macchio come back to do this. So this will be his first Karate Kid film in years. And then they're bringing in Jackie Chan from the Karate Kid remake with Jaden Smith, except now I guess it's no longer a remake. I guess it's now technically Karate Kid 5 now in the canon timeline. So that's very interesting. And as far as the new kid goes, I believe his name is Ben Wang. He looks like he could be a promising new Karate Kid. And I just kind of like that they're bringing two people from two sides. One that knows karate, the other one that knows kung fu. Jackie Chan's character being more in the kung fu, and I just can't wait to see these two team up. I think it looks really good. The fighting looks like it's going to be really good as well, and the teaser especially. I really liked how they edited the teaser trailer for this. I think it's probably one of the better teasers of this year, in my opinion. So yeah, it's a movie I'm definitely really looking forward to. I hope it's really good and it really delivers, and that's why Karate Kid Legends is my number 5. Hiya!
My number 5 is Materialists. This is the new film from Celine Song, whose movie Past Lives I really enjoyed, and this looks like a rom-com that Sony would put out in the 2000s, so it's very cool to see. Like, it's got Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal, all actors I enjoy. And yeah, I think this whole thing that they got going on is very entertaining. So I'm excited to see it. So yeah.
All right. My number 5 is Thunderbolts. Now, it took me a little bit to warm up to this movie, but I gotta say, after seeing some of the trailers a few times, I think it looks really interesting and like a breath of fresh air for the MCU. The MCU lately hasn't really been that strong. I recently watched Captain America: Brave New World, and that was a movie. Uh, but yeah, this looks like it's gonna have good dynamics and a lot of emotion and funny humor. And I like the song choices that they play in the trailers. I'm hearing you don't really hear that in the movie because, of course, but yeah. Yeah. I'm hearing really good things about it too, so hopefully I enjoy it. So hopefully this is a winner for the MCU. I really think they need it. So yeah.
My excuse me. Number 5 is
Friendship. I know the trailer's been released, but I haven't seen it. But I think Tim Robbins is fucking hilarious, and I love Paul Rudd. He's also fucking hilarious. So I think just the idea of those two being together is very, very appealing to me. I think this had they have potential to be have great chemistry and be a great comedic duo together, and I just can't wait to see it. And yeah, number 5.
Alrighty. My number 5 is a movie that I have been waiting for literally years, quite literally years. And that is the Toxic Avenger remake thing, or whatever you want to call it. Finally, yes, finally this film is coming out. If people do not know, this film debuted in 2023 at Fantastic Fest, and it is now finally coming out in August of this year, 2025. Almost 2 years after it debuted in 2023. So it's interesting, it's technically 2023 film in that regard, but it's finally coming out, so I'm including on the list. Love, love, love the first Toxic Avenger movie. I actually have some merch for it, literally right there. Oh yeah, the blur. Yeah, you can see right there. There's Toxie.
Yeah. That handsome boy.
Exactly. And yeah, so I'm just so excited. I believe he's non-binary in this or something like that. I have no clue what they're doing with Toxic. I know they're doing something kind of
Good for them.
Exactly. Good for
something
them.
that scared the shit out of the studios to not want to release it. But this is trouble we're talking about. This is Tuesday for them.
Literally, bro, literally. Don't even get me started, homie. Don't even get me started. So yeah, but the cast of this one's crazy. We got Peter Dinklage. We got Jacob frickin' Tremblay. We got Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, Taylor Page. This cast goes crazy. So hopefully it lives up to the hype. I've been waiting a long time for this film. Love the first one. Shout out to Toxie and Trauma and Lloyd Kaufman and everybody else, and hopefully this is a good little adaptation, little rework on it. Some modern day stuff and some them goodness, baby. So that's why it's my number 5. So yeah.
My number 5 is probably going to shock every shill in the world. But then again, to be fair, given the state of the summer movie season, this was a very hard top 5 list to put together. Because, it was literally me grasping at straws and literally fighting and debating. My number 5 is Superman. The high power of the DC universe certainly did change, but it didn't change for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's just say Warner Brothers turned heel on him that very moment. And what Warner Brothers has done behind the scenes was very shitty to Henry Cavill and all this stuff. But unlike certain people, I'm not trying to hold a grudge over it nowadays. Yeah, it still sucks what happened behind the scenes, but Henry Cavill has clearly moved on. He's filming Voltron. Dwayne Johnson, I hope he's moved on. I hope. But seeing more of the instances of what they're going for, seeing what James Gunn's going for. By the way, I'm not the biggest fan of James Gunn as a person, but given his philosophy of what he wants to do for Superman in this movie, I am liking that idea. I've been seeing the set photos. I've been seeing the enthusiasm from people. I haven't seen this much enthusiasm for Superman in years because for the longest time, people have kind of shat on the character. And it wasn't just exclusive to just Man of Steel. It was just Superman in general was shat on as a character by the growing public. So it's nice to see somewhat of a turning point, even if it's a fad. It's better than just hearing, holy shit, Superman's a boring character. Man of Steel was a movie that was there for me in a very dark place. I very much relate to that movie a lot. And that did start my love for the character even more. I was a fan of Superman, but I wasn't big into the character till Man of Steel. And I started getting more into Superman deeper after that. My Adventures of Superman's really good. And this movie kind of looks closer to a live action My Adventures of Superman to this. And I know we've had a teaser trailer, but I also saw the clip. From what I saw that clip, I enjoy what they're going for. I do like how it looks. I do like the costume. For instance, this logo isn't even new. It's just a repurposed logo from Kingdom Come and the CW Arrowverse. To an extent, I've been warming up to the movie over the years. or over the months. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Alrighty, everybody. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into our number 4.
What do you want, little one? Your ass.
That's the sound of the police.
So my number 4 is for a movie that I'm pretty sure most people have not really heard about, and I didn't either until I watched the trailer a few weeks ago. But my number 4 is actually going to be for Guy Ritchie's Fountain of Youth. I actually think this movie looks really, really fun. Like the kind of movie I think the summer movie season like really, really needs. The only bummer is that it's an Apple TV Plus movie, so it's a streaming only kind of thing. It's not going to be put to theaters, which is a shame because this is the kind of movie I would have loved to have seen at theaters. It basically looks like Guy Ritchie's National Treasure, and I am a sucker for the National Treasure movies. I think they are so much fun. So the fact that this is the genre that Guy Ritchie is tackling looks really fun. You also have a really fun cast in it too. You got John Krasinski, you got Natalie Portman, you got Isa Gonzalez, you got Stanley Tucci, and the filmmaking looks really good too. Yeah, just based off of the trailer I saw a few weeks ago, I thought it looked like the kind of summer fun that I really feel like this season is missing for the most part. So yeah, I hope it's not disappointing. I hope it's a lot of fun, and that's why Guy Ritchie's Fountain of Youth is my number 4.
All right, my number 4 is the start of a new universe, Superman. This is from James Gunn, who did the Guardians movies and the Suicide Squad, which are some films that I really enjoyed. Now he's in charge of the DC universe. Looks like it's going in a different direction for him, which hopefully is good. I really like David Cornswet and Rachel Brosnahan, and I'm excited to see what they do with Clark Kent and Lois Lane. And also got Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, so yeah, it's curious to see how this turns out. Hopefully, it's good.
All right. My number 4 is a movie that probably not a lot of people have heard of, but I watch a fucking shit ton of trailers for these videos. So yeah. My number 4 is for a movie called Fight or Flight. This basically looks like Bullet Train on a fucking plane, and I loved Bullet Train. And this looks just as fun as that. It looks bloody and crazy and hilarious, and yeah, I'm very excited to check this out. Looks really well made, and I'm hearing it's really good too. So yeah, I'm glad I watched the trailer because it looks like a blast. So yeah.
What a follow up for Josh Hartnett after Trap.
Yeah.
Well, he's trapped in a plane.
Yeah.
Jump out. Like, he can jump out the plane. Like, no one's stopping. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but I don't really know what kind of situation he's in. But if he really wanted to jump out of the plane, like, realistically, who's stopping him? Other than maybe the pilot and
Wow.
but, like, if he really wanted to get out, he can get out.
If they showed Scooby Doo, then I would jump out of the plane.
Bruh.
You did that one to yourself, Andrew.
I was gonna think for the sake of the video. Well, you know what? I'll remember that. I don't forget.
Never forget.
Yeah, never forgetty mom spaghetti. I was like, I forgot what my number 4 was, even though I'm looking right at what my number 4 is. Anyway, my number 4 is of a movie the trailer just dropped. I just watched it today. And that is Weapons. I thought the trailer was like crazy as shit. Fucking 17 children disappearing. How the fuck did that happen? I forget. Someone says it. Was it Josh Brolin in the trailer that goes, 17 kids in your class disappeared. How the hell did that happen? I'm like, Josh Brolin's got a point. How the hell does that happen? I was a fan of the director's most recent film, or at least I think most recent film, Barbarian. I very much enjoyed that one, and I also read something today that like the director said this is gonna be a fucking crazy ass fucking film, and you know what? I'm ready to be like, what the fuck's going on?
It must be crazy for Jordan Peele to fire his manager after not securing rights.
Dude, that's crazy. Fucking Jordan Peele fired his fucking manager, and then I was reading that that it tested so well that they moved it from January of the beginning of next year to like this summer, which is crazy. So you know what? That all gets me hyped because this must be one crazy film.
Okay, so my number 4. Alrighty, if y'all thought my number 5 was gonna piss off some people, let's go to my number 4. My number 4 is Ari Aster's Eddington. Yes. Okay, so
is that this year?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, July.
Yeah, it's coming out July. Yeah.
So, okay, I have a very interesting history with Ari Aster, because Hereditary, I mean the movie's like okay, it's not totally for me, but Midsommar, I really like the movie. But then Beau is Afraid, like unbelievable movie in my opinion. I love that movie, and I've been excited for this one for a little bit, but I have not seen the trailer for this. I haven't because I've been really watching trailers recently. I've been going things kind of blind. All I know about this movie is that it takes place in 2020 and deals with what you can assume happened in 2020 a little bit. And the cast is crazy. And listen, I trust Ari. I trust him very much. I'm also debuting a Cannes in a few weeks, which is very, very exciting. And so yeah, that's all I really know. I'm just excited because I loved Beau is Afraid so much. And this one sounds great, amazing cast. And so yes, that's why it's my number 4. So yeah.
Well, Beau is Afraid loved you.
I don't know if I want that movie to love me. The movie was kind of fucked up, bro. Like, I love it, but I don't want it to love me back,
Beau's filing a restraining order.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't need to be drinking paint anytime
Beau
soon.
is afraid.
Yeah, Beau would be afraid of Violet Chantal.
I know a couple people that drank paint in their time, and oh boy.
Whoa.
Not that I've done it. Fuck, why would I want it? It probably tastes fucking terrible. Why the fuck?
I've heard stories about pregnant women who drink
bro.
paint.
If you drank paint, you wouldn't be here right now, bro. You'd be dead.
Have you ever heard those stories about pregnant women's cravings where they would eat or drink the weirdest shit? Like one drinks like a can of oil, like car oil, or the one that drinks like,
car
paint.
oil.
Wait. Where are we going right now? Where
I don't know.
No, I'm with you. Damn. Okay, then.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that pregnant women just don't crave pickles all the time?
No, sometimes they crave the weirdest shit. But then again, I'm not a woman. I'm not a pregnant woman, and thank God I'm not.
We can change that.
Oh no!
Join me, Jordan, on my journey. Join me.
Oh no! The woke virus is real.
That's crazy.
This is proof.
Hey, Jordan, do you want my estrogen necklace right here? I could just use one once you get.
Oh my god.
Yes.
This went so far off the rails. It's crazy.
It went so far off the rails. I might as well hurry up tomorrow, which is my number 4.
Yeah!
Amazing segue.
Beautiful. This is the best moment ever.
Again, it's really hard to put down this top 5 because there's other stuff. Again, overwhelming, to be honest. But hurry up tomorrow. It is essentially like probably this generation's Pink Floyd's The Wall. I hope this is another media outside of the weekend that can actually succeed for him, unlike that one show. But then again, this is literally relevant to the story that The Weeknd's been telling in his music. You know, it has been that long since I listened to the album, and now I get to see context of what the songs are going to be playing in the story of the film, and I'm looking forward to see how that context plays in ways that probably are like imagine in my head. I'm like, oh, this is what I imagine, and I'm watching the movie going, oh, I'm fucking wrong. I don't know 100% of the story, but I think that's a good thing because I want to come in as surprised as possible. Looks like a more bigger, grander narrative. I argue it should be in the talks of in the horror movie community because it's got that spooky, what the fuck is going on horror vibes. Which, if you're a fan of The Weeknd, that's not too far of what you think. I'm loving the visuals. I hope a lot of people go see it, but I also don't want a repeat of a Minecraft movie. But then again, I trust the fans of The Weeknd to be better behaved. You know, no chicken jockey during The Weeknd. If there's I see 1 ounce of chicken jockey, there will be blood. Not on me, but on them.
Weekend jockey.
But yeah, that's my number 4 is Hurry Up Tomorrow. Because, god damn it, hurry up, man, with this movie. But take your time, though.
Okay, everybody. Now let's move on to our number 3.
What do you want, little one? Your ass.
That's the sound of the police.
Okay, so my number 3. This is a movie where I was initially not excited for the idea, but then I watched the trailer, and instead of it being a remake, it's actually going to serve more as a continuation. And even though it's just a teaser, it honestly has warmed up to me more and more to the point where it is honestly in my top 5, to be honest, and that is The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson. Yeah, honestly, I'm actually really looking forward to this movie. I have seen the Naked Gun movies. I think a majority of them are really funny. Leslie Nielsen, may he rest in peace, absolute legend. Definitely one of the best comedic talents just ever on screen. I seriously miss that man so much. And it's really cool that Liam Neeson is now going to be stepping in his shoes with this one. And I do like the fact that it actually is going to be more of a continuation. It's not trying to remake what the original trilogy established. Is just going to kind of continue on the original trilogy, just with Liam Neeson, taking on the mantle now. The teaser doesn't really show you a lot. It just shows you that bit with Liam Neeson taking off that mask as a little girl and then fucking killing people with a lollipop. Like, bro, the minute he fucking killed that guy with the lollipop, I was like, this is cinema. That I don't need to see anymore. This is cinema. This is why I go to the movies. For Liam Neeson to kill someone with a fucking lollipop. Let's go. And then the fact they did the O.J. Simpson joke at the end of the teaser, that was hilarious. I can't believe they did that, but that was hilarious. I am looking forward to seeing how the full trailers will go from here, but if it's anything like what they showed in the teaser, I think this could be a really funny comedy hit for the summer. I know at least most of us can agree that we really are lacking with comedy films. I know I am someone that is always wanting comedy films to happen in theaters. We need to laugh more. I really cherish seeing these kind of movies in theaters. So the fact that we're getting stuff like The Naked Gun, as well as a couple of others, we're getting Brightheart too in theaters as well. So that's another comedy film right there. But yeah, Liam Neeson, I think he looks like he's going to do really good. And, Liam Neeson, I think we could agree, has kind of been on autopilot with his action movies lately. So I think the poor guy really needs this because I really like the guy a lot. But it does break my heart seeing him being in a million action movies. So at least this will be something for him to do. So I hope he can deliver, which I feel like he will, because he's already shown he can be a funny guy before. Akiba is the director of this as well, for stuff like Hot Rod or Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping, even Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Just one of the most underrated comedic directors as well on top of that. So for all of those reasons, that is why it is my number 3. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to mention Pamela Anderson is in this as well. So yeah, I'm curious how Pamela Anderson will go in this one.
All right. For my number 3, we're going into a different universe than my number 4, and with the 4, the Fantastic Four, that is, First Steps. Yeah. I could talk about the MCU and where it is, and I have, so I'm not going to get into that, but I think this looks like it could be really good. It has like the same style as like the TV stuff from WandaVision, which I really enjoyed, and which makes sense that it's from the same director, Matt Shackman. I like the cast here a lot. It's like Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Eben Moss-Bachrach. We got it's the 4. We got Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer, which is going to be interesting. We got John Malkovich is in this as well, so yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this goes and how it leads into Doomsday. And I haven't seen this movie, but hopefully it's better than Fant Four Stick.
Ugh.
All right, my number 3, guys. I watched this trailer and it changed my fucking life.
Wow.
My number 3 is Megan 2.0.
I don't know what the
This looks like the greatest fucking movie ever. Like, I know it's only at number 3, but fuck it. Number 3 is the new number 1. This looks fucking incredible, guys. Like, why is Chucky even my picture, right? I'm throwing out all of my Chucky stuff. Fuck Chucky. This looks like the greatest movie of all time. It looks deep. It looks powerful. It's just, my God, I cried. Like, I cried, guys. Like, man. Oh, God, man. Yeah. Megan 2.0. It's what we need. My mother is a monster for saying this looks stupid. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my God. Happy Mother's Day.
Crazy,
What the
dude.
fuck?
Damn.
Imagine you release this on Mother's Day, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh God.
God damn. All right. My number 3 is 28 Years Later. Actually, just recently watched both 28 Days and Weeks Later for the first time, and I loved 28 Days, and I very much enjoyed 28 Weeks Later. Danny Boyle returning to this gives me even more of a reason to be excited. The trailers, I think, have been top notch. It might not, I don't know how the hell do I follow what Adam just said. I don't even know, man.
Did it change your life watching the trailer?
It kind of got me excited for Megan 2.0. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, 2.0 is my number 3.
That's exactly why I'm in my honorable mentions. The enthusiasm is intoxicating.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's actually my number 1 now, even though it was an honorable mention.
You know what? My whole list is an honorable mention now, and just the only movie that I know is Megan 2.0. How about that? But anyway.
Hell yeah.
28 years later, excited to see zombies be zombies.
So my number 3 is Zach Cregger's Weapons. Yes. Okay, so I've known that he's had a new movie in development for a little bit now. Barbarian in 2022 was one of the greatest theater experiences of my life, like bar none. That movie in theaters was insane. I went into it literally knowing nothing about that movie, and it was insane, and I loved it. And I'm waiting for this one, and the only things I've seen from this is I watched that like 50-second teaser thing that came out recently. And then I heard him say it's basically like a horror version of Magnolia, which I was sold just by hearing that. But then I did see a little like TV spot last night during one of the NBA playoff games. And it looked absolutely incredible. Like the use of like shadows and just like the darkness of things and just like that like eeriness and just like that energy and tone it's going for is so unnerving, and just it's already just like wow, like visually it's so strong and compelling, and conceptually from what we know about it so far it sounds haunting and it sounds riveting and it sounds really engaging, and the cast is really good too. And I have faith in this man. Barbarian was incredible. It subverted my expectations like crazy, which is crazy because I went into it not really having expectations, but like the ways it was going were like so crazy. And I'm sure this one's gonna be just as wild as a ride. And so that's why it's my number 3. Cannot wait. So yeah.
For my number 3, it's a movie that most of y'all definitely haven't heard of, thanks to the good job of the marketing team by Netflix, because they posted the trailer literally the other day. I was looking forward to this movie a little bit from the concept art, like last year, but now that a trailer's dropped, my number 3 is Lost in Starlight. It is a Korean animated movie that for some reason already was screened in some places and festivals. Bong Joon-ho seems to really love this movie, as he's the first quote they use in terms of people praising this movie. It's definitely like a flip on the whole distant lovers trope. Usually it's the guy that's going on a journey, but this time it's the woman that's going on a journey. Because the story is about an astronaut and a musician who fall in love, but the twist is it's the woman who's an astronaut, and she's going to Mars on a mission while trying to keep in contact with her musician lover. And so it's a sci-fi romance movie set in the future. It is Netflix's first Korean animated movie. And I know it just looks unique. It definitely has an anime style, but not like your stereotypical anime style. It definitely feels like a unique personal touch for the director, which I believe it's her or their first feature film. I'm looking forward to it. It comes out May 30th. That's my number 3.
Okay, everybody. Now let's get into our number 2.
What do you want, little one? Your ass.
That's the sound of the police.
So, my number 2 is going to be From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Don't think that title is necessary. You could have just called it Ballerina, but whatever. That's the title of it, I guess. I am very much looking forward to this. I am a fan of the John Wick series. I was very happy with how John Wick Chapter 4 ended, even though apparently John Wick 5 is in the works, which, given how John Wick Chapter 4 ended, I think it's really stupid, and I don't want it to happen. If they want to expand the John Wick franchise, I think this is honestly better. I kind of like that they're doing a spin-off off of this ballerina character that we saw in Chapter 3. The only difference is that role is now recasted with Ana de Armas now playing this role. And Ana de Armas looks like she's going to be very good in the role. The physicality with the action sequences and the choreography looks really well done. I know they did reshoots for this movie to improve upon the action sequences, so I hope those reshoots did pay off. The cinematography is like really spot on. I do think as far as these action movies go, I do think they have some of the more standout cinematography work, just as far as like framing, color saturation, just everything I like, and not just in an action movie, but cinema in general. And of course, you got Ian McShane here as well. Lance Reddick, rest in peace to him. He was able to do this movie before he passed away. I think the action sequences look really, really awesome. And Keanu Reeves, we know he's going to have a cameo because it's been confirmed, which is funny because Keanu Reeves is showing up in the posters, but they already confirmed his role's not going to be that big. So I really don't know why they're trying to market him. But still, it is still going to be cool to see Keanu Reeves make a cameo here as John Wick, and I just can't wait to see how everything is going to play out. It's the kind of action movie that I think we need for the summer movie season, and I do definitely hope that this will deliver on that. So that is why it is my number 2 from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. All right. My number 2 is The Phoenician Scheme. Wes Anderson is back, and yeah, with Henry Sugar, he won an Oscar, so he's now an Oscar winner. So hell yeah! But yeah, I really enjoyed everything he's done up to this point, and this looks like another great addition to his filmography. This is like a spy movie that's centers around Benicio del Toro and Mia Thruppleton, who I'm not too familiar with, but she's Kate Winslet's daughter, so that's cool. And also got like Michael Cera, Riz Ahmed, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun time at the movies this summer.
All right. My number 2 is Weapons. Now, I watched this teaser knowing really nothing about this movie, honestly. I just was expecting another mediocre ass trailer because that's what so many of these trailers I've been watching are for the summer movie season. Uh, and this looks really intriguing, honestly. Like this teaser really surprised me. Like the whole idea of all these children just disappearing. I'm really interested to see where this story goes because that's a very interesting idea for a movie, and it looks really well executed. Honestly, it did a good job of giving me a good idea on what the movie is about without showing a whole lot at the same time. I haven't seen the director's last film yet. I know a lot of people really like that movie, so I'm gonna have to check that out. But as for this one, this teaser really surprised me. I think it looks really damn good, so I'm definitely very interested to see this movie. So yeah.
Well, number 2 is Superman. Two main reasons I'm really, really excited for this is one, James Gunn. I think he's 4 for 4 when it comes to superhero movies. And personally, I think his best movie, only out of the superhero ones that he's done, but out of just any movie that he's done, is the Suicide Squad. That's personally one of my favorite superhero movies, and it just showed the what just his DC universe would look like. Get that just by that alone got me even before a trailer, even before anything got me excited for Superman. But then the trailer, which I thought was awesome, I really loved the trailer. I think it really um shows the tone that they're going for. Who didn't love uh Crypto? Like, what an adorable guy he is. You know, he might be what I'm most excited to see. The little guy, you know, being a good boy.
Oh yeah, Crypto is a good boy.
Oh, very good.
Alright, everybody, it's time for the top 2. Yes. My top 2 are 2 of my most anticipated films ever. It's going to be a very, very exciting summer for these 2 films, especially. So let's get into it. My number 2 is James Gunn's Superman. Yes, yes, yes. I cannot freaking wait for this film. James Gunn is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I think he's incredible. His Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is very, very freaking good. The first one's, pretty good, but then the second and the third one are probably my 2 favorite MCU movies, honestly. So I'm just so excited that, after all this wait, we're finally getting a Superman movie. I've been trying to get away from, the other looks for the movie. I saw the teaser, and I feel like that's good enough for me. So what I can gather from that is just, the sense of world building and emotion that James Gunn is going for on this is already probably, the grandest scale that he's, ever had. And I feel like he's taking so many of the grand emotional ideas that he's been harnessing for this entire, filmmaking journey into this work. And I feel like there's going to be so much complexity to unpack for the character of Superman and Clark Kent. But also, I love how Lois Lane looks. I like how Lex Luthor looks. I just love how everything looks in this. The colors are gorgeous. The action looks really good so far. And I just cannot wait. I love Superman. I am really, really excited to see his take on it. The influence of also All-Star Superman, of course, also. And I just cannot wait. I am really, really, really freaking excited. And so that's why James Gunn Superman is my number 2. So yeah.
I can't think of a more appropriate way to talk about a number 2 besides what we all do in the bathroom. The Bad Guys 2. I really, really liked the first Bad Guys. It was back in was possibly DreamWorks' best year in terms of movies. With that and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I would prefer Puss in Boots 3 instead of Shrek 5, but whatever. But no, the Bad Guys really to say that what Spider-Verse's influence in the animation movie scene has caused. The Bad Guys is one of those examples. It truly was another breath of fresh air for DreamWorks because it, one, a filmmaker's vision, two, it felt very anime inspired from the reactions. In fact, the director, who's French, not only interjected his French flavor into this film, but also films like works from Tarantino or other heist films, but also stuff like the Lupin the Third franchise. And it's very prevalent about who's Lupin the Third, who's Jigen, and who's Fujiko Mine, who's the kind of the Zenigata, and it was just dynamic personalities, fun, exciting, and fall in love with the characters. I love the way the movie ends as well, but the fact we're getting a sequel and the sequel is looking to get more ambitious with what it's doing compared to what most sequels to animated movies don't really do because they want to repeat the same thing. This one doesn't look like it's going to do that. It looks like it's going to push what the Bad Guys can do further, and it's looking like a refreshing change of pace because the only Bad Guys content we've had were those 2 TV specials that Netflix put out, which were yeah, whatever. But this looks like it's back to the glory that the first movie gave for me. So that is my number 2. And if my number 2 doesn't succeed well for me, I will turn into a bad guy.
Okay, everybody. Now that we did our number 5, number 4, number 3, and number 2, now we are going to do our number 1. Let's go.
Hold on to your vaginas.
Your ass.
That's the sound of the police.
Okay, so for my number 1, this was actually kind of interesting because I normally have the definitive number 1 before we go into these videos. But when it comes to the summer season, for the longest time, I actually didn't really know what my number 1 was. It really wasn't until I started making this list, just really last night, where I went, okay, yeah, I think of all the summer movies, this is probably the movie I would say is the one I'm most looking forward to. It's a movie that is actually an Apple TV Plus movie, and they've been marketing this movie ahead of time since last summer. So by me saying that, you probably figured that my number 1 is F1 with Brad Pitt and directed by Joseph Kosinski, who also has directed stuff like Top Gun Maverick and Tron Legacy. Yeah, this is a movie that I thought it looked kind of interesting, but I wasn't sure how interested I was. And then as the days were kind of going by, and as I was seeing more things about it, and even seeing a couple of behind the scenes stuff with this movie, my interest level got more higher and higher with it. I do think Joseph Kosinski is such a talented director, and he's definitely become a director that really knows how to direct really practical stuff. And just by looking at the behind the scenes and how he's filming these Formula One racing sequences, it looks really freaking good. Some of the POV shots that they would show in the trailer looks honestly astounding. It looks like it's going to give me the kind of excitement that I really want for this summer season. Brad Pitt looks really good. Of course, you also got Javier Bardem in this movie as well. The sound design, too. Really great sound design right there, which for a movie like this, you really want to have really top-notch sound design to kind of go with something like this. So, yeah, honestly, it's a movie that I am looking forward to more as time is going on. I think it's cool that this is going to be one of those Apple movies, but it's going to go straight to theaters because it does scream the theatrical experience, in my opinion. So that's why, after really doing a lot of thinking, just like really last night, technically, I would have to say that, yeah, F1 is the movie I'm the most looking forward to seeing this summer season. So that's my number one.
All right. My number one is a movie that I reckon will be a good time. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. We'll see if it really is the final one, but yeah. I really
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all the Mission Impossible movies, especially like Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout. Dead Reckoning, I didn't like as much as those, but I still had a good time with it. And this one, like when the trailer came out, I was like, hell yeah, it's definitely gonna be action packed, probably gonna be pretty emotional as well. I do hope this is the end because it looks like it is gonna be conclusion, but I mean Scientology is a hell of a drug, so you never know. The man says he wants to make these movies till he's 80. So
Oh, man.
yeah.
All right, my number one most anticipated of the summer is Friendship. Now, I'm a big fan of Tim Robinson. I didn't really know who the guy was until a couple of years ago. My sister showed me I Think You Should Leave, and it instantly became one of my favorite shows, honestly. I think it's really funny, absurd, really smart, honestly. It's just a really, really creative show, in my opinion. I think he's just a really funny talent. And this movie honestly looks like an extended episode of that show. It looks like it has all that same humor in there. It looks like it's going to get pretty dark at times too. It was a very what the fuck trailer, but in the best of ways. And seeing Paul Rudd in the movie is really cool, honestly. I feel like it's going to be an interesting movie with an audience. I feel like a lot of people aren't going to really know how to respond to it. I mean, I saw the trailer in the theater, and everyone was kind of silent, and it was really awkward, which was kind of funny. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. This looks really weird and fun, and I'm excited to see it. So, yeah.
My my number one is also Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It's my most anticipated for the entire year. I love this franchise, especially like the ones with Christopher McQuarrie. I those have just been banger after banger after banger, and Dead Reckoning was very, I think, tense, and it like had a lot of stakes, and it raised the stakes, and I think this one will be like that one. I can't wait to see Tom Cruise do like a fucking stupid fucking, I don't know, backflip off a fucking Mount Everest. I don't know. But yeah, no, I can't wait for this one. Gonna be a great time.
Okay, everybody. So, I think every single person and their mother knows what my number one is. So let's just get right into it. My number one is Treadward Schultz.
It's zombies. It's zombies for Dawn of the Vampires, right?
Oh shit! You know what? Abel Sorry, man. Let's fucking go, bro. Zombies 4, bro. Bro, the third one changed my life, dude. Oh my gosh. But
Vampires and the fact they look like no fucking vampire at all, but just like Hot Topic shit, that's what I prefer my vampires to be.
exactly, homie. Exactly, my dude. So yeah. So to say it again, to be serious, my number one, everybody knows it. It's Hereditary by Charlie Schultz. It's literally a fucking weekend movie. In theaters with my favorite artist of all time, Abel Tesfaye. So I'm not gonna get into it all fully now. If people really want to know my affinity with Abel and his work, just gonna make sure the Dating Cowgirl. There's I think over 30 videos I've made on the weekend. Just go there and check it all out. I'll just talk about the film here. In my personal opinion, I think this movie looks fantastic. I've been really impressed by the trailer, especially that second trailer where it had such an eerie atmosphere and such a somberness to it, and just this impending doom feel to it that I know this movie's gonna really try to go for. And it's gonna be interesting seeing it because Abel's talking about in a few interviews recently. He did an interview with Fandango and then the Associated Press, and then another interview recently. But he's been talking about how this movie is a sort of fictional version of The Weeknd and Abel, but the movie deals with an incident where it's very, very sort of kind of took him back and transported him to a very crucial moment this film will be depicting. And through that, it's then we're going to kind of explore The Weeknd is an artist and the impact on Abel himself, and sort of the use of personas and traumas and demons and connections with women and stuff like that, and also finding your own feminine side to yourself, with Jenna Ortega's character Anima, and also Barry Keoghan plays his manager in the movie and stuff like that. And there's just a lot of very interesting ideas going on in this film, but it seems the main core ones are this sense of just losing control and having basically the female version of you come into your life and kind of hold you back, not to hurt you and anyone else anymore, and kind of burning burning in that kind of fire, and because who else is to pay for your sins and stuff like that, as you reference on the final song on the album Herb Tomorrow. And I'm interested in seeing it too because as Jordan talked about the album, this movie was actually made at the beginning of 2023. And this film is came before the album really ever got made fully. And so I'm interested in seeing, how this translates, when comparing it to the album and kind of looking back on everything and stuff like that. And so yeah, and listen, I've had this as number one on my list now. Tony, I know you can probably go back and look. It's been number one on my list, Tony, for so many anticipated videos now. I was just considering making this an honorable mention because we don't know when this is really coming out. But fuck it, if this comes out, this is easily my most anticipated movie ever. So I'm just gonna say it. This Weekend Trey Edward Schultz movie. I don't know when this is coming out. It might be sometime this year. Rumor is March or February. I have no fucking idea. All I know is whenever it comes out, it's gonna be my most anticipated thing ever. But here's the thing with this one. We do not know if this movie's actually going to come out or not, because there is some unfortunate behind the scenes drama happening with it right now. But if this does come out, I still want to make it my number one because I have hope it's going to come out still. And that is the untitled Charlie Schultz Abel Tesfaye Weekend movie. So I don't know what's happening with this movie, but I have faith it's going to come out because The Weeknd posted a photo of this movie on his Instagram story 3 weeks ago. So I have faith because we haven't known what's going on with this movie at all. We really haven't known, but it's finally coming out. I'd like to thank Lionsgate. Thank y'all. And yeah, so I'm just excited. I cannot freaking wait. That's my favorite artist of all time, The Weeknd, and this is really the last legit piece besides the tour he's doing soon, which I can't wait for that. But this is really exciting because everybody knows cinema is where it really began for me with art, and it's Abel's main passion. And as much as I love music and making music, cinema really does come first in a lot of ways. And so we have a Weeknd movie. Cannot wait. I think it looks fantastic. And so yeah, so that is why it's my number one. Yay! The last time I could finally, Tony, I don't have to talk about this movie anymore on these videos. It's actually coming out. I have tickets and everything. So yeah, so yay.
Ooh, the end of the hurry up tomorrow era.
Tomorrow has hurried up.
We did it, Joe.
It's finally hurried
Yeah,
up.
Joe, we did
Saga's
it.
coming to a close.
We
for all of
did
us.
it. It hurried up.
So, Jordan, is your number one going to be Smurfs?
Oh yes, like Smurfs, like fuck
Oh my
every
God.
movie on my list, okay? Fuck everything and fuck all your lists, okay? None of them is gonna top Smurfs, okay? I mean, look at this,
Hell
look at this.
yeah.
Look how fucking hyped I am for these movies. Like, look, I'm so you can't fucking see the other one. Yeah. Look how all this. Like, see, this is how fucking excited I am, okay?
Thank you, Rihanna.
Thank you, Rihanna, for being the only person who's been marketed out of the asshole for this movie next to Influencer Smurf, who, by the way, doesn't even fucking exist in the movie. He's actually Vanity Smurf that they edited out because they wanted a marketing thing, and they ratted themselves out for lying about the movie, which I always love those marketing tactics where you deliberately lie about something in the movie just to get clicks. My real number one is Formula One, which is short for F1, but it's Formula One. It's I've been more hyped for this movie over the time it's been announced. I've been getting into the sport of Formula One. Like, I've been slowly getting back into sports and all that. Like a couple of weeks ago, I watched my first WrestleMania in years, and I'm pretty sure Andrew's happy to hear about that. What got me into Formula One racing again was this anime called Overlook. I really loved that anime so much, and I got into the sport of Formula One, and I started watching more of that stuff. And then I hear about Brad Pitt's movie where he's teaming up with the Formula One brand, and Joseph Krasinski directing it, and being described as the Top Gun Maverick for racing movies. And I see that they're fulfilling that promise in the trailers. Real people driving these cars in real time, in real motion. You get to be part of that race. And I am so happy that Apple TV Plus is releasing this in theaters, because it would be a fucking crime if it was not in theaters. On a streaming service. I want to watch it on the biggest screen possible. I want to hear the surround sound of the motor, of the car motor, and the potential car crashes, because it's not a racing movie without a car crash, right? I'm looking forward to all the underdog story, the sports drama elements, the soap opera-ness, Brad Pitt being Brad Pitt, and just this will technically be my first racing movie in theaters ever. The last time I've seen a new racing movie was Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, which honestly, how else do you follow up that movie, right? Right? I know my boy Christopher Nolan knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, that is my number one, is Formula One, a very appropriate place for number one. And I hope this movie could, enter the finish line and hit the checker flag for me, for cinema lovers, and for sports lovers, and for racing lovers, and Formula One lovers. There you go.
Jordan, that's really cool, number one now, but just to make sure, you're trying to say that the best movie of the year with blue people's not going to be Avatar: Fire and Ash, it's going to be Smurfs, actually?
I will make it up for fall, okay? I will make it up for fall. I will make it up for fall, all right? James Cameron has already found my address. He's traveling from New Zealand to track down my location. He's going to beat the shit out of me while Zoe Saldana is recording.
Dark. This is getting dark, bro.
That's Jordan for you. Well, there, everybody. That was our top 5 anticipated movies for summer of 2025. Be sure to comment down below what your most anticipated movies for this summer are. For those that aren't sure, the summer movie season goes from May to August. What are your most anticipated for this season?
I thought December was summer.
Oh, no, actually, yeah, in December as well. Definitely include December. When movies like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol came out in December, I mean, why not? Be sure to leave a like on this video to bring that tiger power up. Bring it up to a max with that big old like. Be sure to press that subscribe button. And of course, if you guys want to follow my stuff, I got Letterboxd for my movie activity, Serialized for my TV activity. I got Instagram for 22 Tiger Dude, and Instagram for my studio, Tiger Paws Entertainment, as well, if you want to follow that. And I do have Blue Sky and Threads. So I'm going to give everybody their outros, starting off with Henry Ewing.
All right, thanks for having me. You can find me on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my Letterboxd. Those are pretty much like where I'm most active, but anywhere else you can find in the description. Happy summer movies season.
Thank you so much, Adam. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Letterboxd. You can find me on Serialized, but I'm really just not active on it lately. I have to update like a lot of shit. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on YouTube. I don't upload a lot, but you never know. I might start getting back into that eventually. And you can follow me on X. I never post on it, but all my posts from the past are all still on there, so you can check all that out. So yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Where can the people find your duck face?
Oh, you could find me harassing Nick fans because they're bitches. That's where you could find me. Fucking Celtics in 5. Fuck the Knicks.
Wow. That's wonderful. That made me cry, honestly. Well, thank you very much, Violet. Where can the people find you?
Thank you very much, Tony. It's always awesome to be on here. Those are my favorite collaboration videos that I have. Y'all can find me on my YouTube channel called The Dave and Cowgirl. I also have an Instagram, Dave and Cowgirl. Yeah, Letterboxd also. I'm gonna finally do some stuff on there again. Finally, yeah. That's it. Thank you all. Yay, summer. Even though I hate summer, but I like the movies, so yay.
Oh no, yeah. If we're gonna talk the weather, screw the weather. Oh my god,
honey, you didn't want me to.
yeah, screw the
I
weather.
can
Yeah.
go on a longer rant about that than the fucking Weekend movie. Oh, woof.
And thank you very much, Jordan, for bringing a super attitude to the stream.
Well, I figured I'd be extra super today. You can follow me on my socials like Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitter, because I want to see it crash and burn, and I want to have a front row seat to watch it. Instagram, where I occasionally post stuff like maybe a update on my physical media collection or whatnot. Follow my YouTube channel, which features all my animations like shorts or maybe the occasional feature here and there. Respect others, respect your colleagues, take pride in your success, always be humble, never let your ego get in the way, and always be grateful of what you do have over being jealous of what you don't have. That's my motto.
This is 22 Tiger Dude here with Henry, Adam, Andrew, Violet, and Jordan. And don't forget that all of us will always have
Tiger
Tiger power.
Tiger
That's it.
Tiger power. Wow, that was beautiful, Tony.